Hello, Yaksha here. Welcome back, travelers. For this guy, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna talk a bit faster, putting personality and emotions into what I'm saying, since the last guy I tried to speak slow, loud, and clear. Now, with all that be stated, let the guy begin. Xingqiu is one of the strongest 4-star unit in the game. His strength comes from the fact that he's a 4-star off-field sub-DPS and he can apply Hydro consistently. Xingqiu elemental skill let him perform twin strikes with his sword, dealing hydro damage. This ability also creates the maximum number of ranged swords orbiting around your active character, which is 3 by the way. What ranged sword does is reduce damage taken for your active character with the cost of 1 ranged sword. Ranged swords also increase your active character resistance to interruption. Just like his elemental skill, Rain Cutter, which is his elemental burst, also gives your active character maximum number of rain swords orbiting around you. Rain Cutter will create Rainbow Bladework. When your active character uses normal attacks, Rainbow Bladework will consecutively shooting Hydro Blaze at the target you attack. Xingqiu playstyle is quite straightforward. You use your elemental skill to generate energy for your burst, and when you have enough, you activate your burst, switch to your main DPS, and go apes. With all that being said, my recommendation is to level up his elemental burst and elemental skill. You can ignore his normal attacks if you want to. For his weapon, there are tons of options, but that lists some guidelines so it's easier to pick and decide. First, Xingqiu need a crazy amount of energy recharge, so weapons that give you ER is very valuable. With that being said, for the 5-star sections, we have Primordial, Mistsplitter, Haran, and Summit. Then, we had Sacrificial, Favonius, Amenoma, Festering, Sabwood, Alley Flash, and Blackcliff, Black Sword. Finally, for the 3-star section, Skyrider and Harbinger are the available options. Okay, if you want a quick and chill time at farming artifacts, I recommend you to use Sacrificial or Favonius Sword. These two swords are the most iconic weapons for Xingqiu. They give you a bunch of ER just by having the weapon. Additionally, the weapons also had a passive that can generate extra energy just one way or another. Without these two weapons, oh boy, you are up for a long journey, my dear friends. But look on the bright side. Most of the other recommended weapons do more damage than the two weapons I just mentioned earlier, if you manage to reach the ER benchmark for your artifacts. Okay, straight out of the window, Primordial is the weapon that will give you the most damage. Then, Mistsplitter, Haran, and other 5-star weapon, then move to the 4-star recommended weapons. Now, there are worth mentioning options. Sapwood and Lion Roars are good weapons if you know what you're going into. Sapwood is made for Dendro-related elemental reaction teams, while Lion Roar is for Electro or Pyro. Whew, that was a lot, but worry not, these artifacts are quite straightforward. Best in slot is the 4-piece Emblem of 7th Fate. Try your best to achieve the 4-piece set. If not, then solely building up by having 2-piece Emblem paired with 2-piece Noblesse or 2-piece Heart of Death. But if you are new and can't farm Emblem set yet, 4-speed Noblesse or display 2-piece Emblem with 2-speed Exile or Scholar is the way to go. Since the beginning, I have been mentioning that Xingqiu need a lot of ER. With that being the case, for Sans, I recommend casual player to aim for ER, Elemental Bonus, Goblet, and Crit Circlet. Now, if you are a bit of a hardcore player or just luckily able to hit the benchmark for the ER I'm about to share in a second, then you can switch the ER Sans to attack. Once again, only if you manage to get the ER you need without the ER Sans. By the end of the day, you will want at least 50 crit rate and 100 crit damage. Pretty standard. The difficult part is his ER. It fluctuates from 180% to 240%. Now, how do you decide? By using Sacrificial Sword, your ER can go as low as 190%, and this number can even be lower with refinements. For more details, I recommend you to pause the video and look at this graph. And just a quick reminder, all of the graph in this video will be available on other social media platforms like OyoLab, Facebook, Instagram. So if you want it, you can go there and check it out. Xingqiu is perfectly fine at C0, but do scale quite good with constellations. In Razor language, C1 is just defense buff, C2 is damage buff, plus extra 3-second on burst durations. C4 give you extra damage on your elemental skill during your elemental burst durations. C5 give you extra damage on elemental burst, and C6 give you more damage on burst and generate extra energies. With all that be Razor translated, my recommendation is C2, C5, and C6. For a Hydro unit that can apply Hydro consistently like Xingqiu, it is available in any Hydro related elemental reaction theme, such as Hyper Bloom, Regular Bloom, Burgeons, Vaporize, Overvape, or Electrocharge. Oh, and of course, Frozen too. Here, I recommend to go for Hyper Bloom, Vaporize, and Overvape. For Hyper Bloom, a unit that can apply Dendro consistently is a must. For Hatem, Nahida, or Ether and Lumi. Pairing with an Electro unit like Raiden, the EM versions, Yamiko, Beidou, or Kuki Shinobu, and for support unit it can be anything but Pyro. For a Vaporized team, Hu Tao, Diluc, Klee, Yangfei, or Yoimiya are your option for the main DPS. For Overvape, known as National, is a bit strict on who you need to use in this part. Jiangling, Bennett, Xingqiu is the trinity that make National, well, national. I recommend you to pair this trinity with Raiden, Sino, or Beidou. Now, it's gamer time.
There is no escape! Witness the power of Gugwa! Know my sword!
The process of elimination. Here you are. I'll be back. Stabilize.
Rain Cutter! Rain outline! Illusion shattered! Let me weave you a verse! Know my sword! Huh?
Diffract.
Let me weave you a verse! Rain outlines your fate! Huh?
Order guide you. Solidify.
Shine down! Witness the power of Gugwa! Huh?
The process of elimination.
And that's it for this guide. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, especially since I'm so new at this and bad at making videos. With all that being said, goodbye. Until next time, travelers.